Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that's quite sensitive within the community right now. A new uprising server that brings concern whether Hypixel's community may split in two. That being said, before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon if you want to hear from me as soon as I post. There's been a lot of chatter recently within the Hypixel community about a new server that has been in development and has recently released within the past few months. This server goes by the name of Hoplite. Hoplite's only game is a battle royale mode that I can say it's quite similar to Hypixel's UHC. It as well has custom crafting, which is really the only factor that makes Hypixel's UHC any different than your average Hunger Games. So what's the issue? What does the new release of another Minecraft server bring any concern to Hypixel's community? Well, I believe what is considered the main concern has been that for some reason, a mass of Hypixel's player base began to play on Hoplite's server and not return. Most assume this is because of the lack of an active mode similar on the network of Hypixel. And in truth, Hoplite might take a little bit of the community. The pit and the UHC are completely dead, full of cheaters and people they're not interested in these game modes any longer. Therefore, something that releases a new PvP-like mode very similar to UHC and the pit, there's no wonder a part of Hypixel's community is going somewhere else. Therefore, a chunk of the community took the opportunity to play something different that's active and new. Now that we have a basic understanding of what's been talked about within the Hype community, will it really affect Hypixel at all? Just by looking at the statistics from when Hoplite first released, it's fair to say that there has been no change in the player count since its beta release. The timing of the release of Hoplite seemingly did make an impact without taking a deeper look into things. Although there is enough evidence to conclude that the player count has really just went back down due to the end of summer break, which is the usual for the server. As of making this post, there are only a measly 1,300 players on Hoplite. That's hardly a notable count compared to Hypixel. When I first heard that Hoplite may take over a part of Hypixel, I had to see what was going on. I joined the server for an investigation, and to be honest, it was not at all what it was praised for. Don't get me wrong, if you enjoy Hoplite, all to you. But personally, my first experience on the server was enough to turn me off from it. I joined one night to a queue. The only way to get past this queue was to buy a rank or wait out the players that were in the queue with you. It's very typical of a server, but something I honestly dislike. Sometimes when a server advocates for purchasing a rank to skip something, it brings concerns about if they're just in it for the money. Although, after getting through the 100 player queue or so, I managed to get into a very laggy server. There were currently no games running as it was too laggy to function. There were many mods on, and if you asked them a question, there was no response, no updates on what was going on. There were hundreds of us in the lobby just wondering what's going on. When the server did eventually start and the lag died down, I died as soon as grace period finished. But that's not the point. The point is, once I got back to the lobby, there was only one game running at the time. I had to wait until the current game was over before I could queue another one. I'm not sure about you, but waiting an hour per game was not worth my time. Although I personally had a terrible experience, I would assume over the last few months they have made changes that have fixed all the problems. Better servers, more games at once, and likely some more balance to the weapons that I died to. Besides my experience, I feel there is only a portion of Hypixel's community that will be enjoying this server. It has the new 1.9 PvP, which is the complete opposite of the older PvP method Hypixel uses. And there are a lot of custom crafting recipes that can cause mass confusion when you're not used to it. And most importantly, Hoplite is just a battle royale. Hypixel offers something for everyone. That's what sets these two servers apart. That's why Hypixel won't be losing many players to Hoplite. Hypixel is too large to be forgotten to a one-mode server that is honestly the complete opposite of Hypixel. I can understand why a portion of the community has their concerns with the server's launch and how much of an impact it might make, but believe me, there is nothing to worry about at all.